Live. All right. Things looking good. It's been a while since we've done this, so I just want to make sure everything's fine and dandy. And we always forget things.
Shape. Yeah.
I know, right?
Guarantee one thing's missing.
I don't know. I think everything's doing pretty good right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a while. It's been about a month, but we're back. We're here. We never really went anywhere. We just couldn't get it worked out, the schedule. October, the end of September, the beginning of October, so far has been pretty busy for me as well. For me, and I know it's been pretty busy for you guys.
Yeah.
So it's been a while. It's been about a month at this point since we last were live and last recorded an episode. But here we are, nonetheless. Here to have a good time. Here to bring you some news. Obviously, we can't cover everything that we missed in the last month. There's been a decent amount of stuff. So we're going to bring you our curated list of what we think you guys should know. Obviously, the world doesn't exist in a vacuum, so you guys have probably seen some of this stuff on your own. But nonetheless, we're gonna hit you guys with some stuff. Yeah, I mean, I feel awkward, sitting here. I haven't done it in so long.
And yeah, that happens every now and then. Yeah.
Well, you've still been streaming, so you're like on top of it.
Yeah, that kind of keeps me on top of my talking game. But
yeah.
I mean, I've been there when you just kind of get burnt out now and then. I would take like a week or so off from streaming and come back the first time, and you're just like, "Oh, this is in my hands right now."
Yeah, well, we went on a little trip, like a weekend vacation, and when we got back was the Monday we should have recorded the episode, but I was just beat from the trip, and I was like, all right, let's push it back. And then I actually started a new big boy job last week, and so that would have been, we were shooting for it to record that week, but I was beat to all hell on Monday night. I was just so tired. So we were like, let's push it back. And, here we are, 3 weeks after we should have recorded. We're here, we're recording, but hey, we're here, we're doing the damn thing. And it's going to be a hell of a time.
We're adults with lives outside of this. We do our best.
Yeah, that is true. And it is what it is. But if you guys don't know by this point in time, which you all should, my name's Josh, aka J Frosty. My brother down below, Matt, aka Technique. We are your co-hosts for the W Key podcast. We are here to give you a rundown on all the gaming topics you should be aware of. And, give a little bit of color along the way. If you guys are new here, hit the follow, hit the like button on, whatever platform you're on, whether it's YouTube or Twitch. If you guys are listening to the recording, think about subscribing, thinking about giving us a rating or review. You can find us on Podchaser. It's like the IMDb of podcast apps. Rating and reviewing there helps us out a lot. You can tell a friend, a family member, basically just spread the word. You can follow us on socials. That helps a lot too. It's been crickets over there. That is my fault. It's been a busy, oddly, it's been a busy couple months. I mean, even with quarantine.
Fool Screwdriver from my chat told some Finnish dude about our podcast and he said check it out. I think it's some other Finnish streamer or podcaster.
Oh, nice.
He said he was kind of big. He's like, I told him. He said he might check it out. So I was like, excellent.
Hey, that's
Finns will be ours.
That's what we like to see. I do actually remember seeing us on. So we use Chartable, which is like a podcast charting website, and I do believe I saw us hit like a charting position in Finland. So he might have told him. What? I know. Hey, we're real popular overseas. We were in
that's how it is
Bulgaria.
Anyways, I get a lot of overseas people popping in, but that's probably just because of the time of day I stream also. But
yeah,
a lot of UK folk and other Europeans or all that good stuff coming in.
Yeah, because I mean we were trending in Bulgaria for a while, on the list. So I thought that was pretty crazy. And then, like I said, I'm pretty sure I just saw us in Finland as well. So, hey, I mean, if you guys like us, you guys like us. I'm not gonna dispute where the fans are from. I'm just happy the fans are there. So, yeah. So, all right. What do you say we do the damn thing? hop right in. Next gen consoles. You know, we're weeks away.
Still have no idea how I'm gonna get mine.
Yeah.
PS5, haven't seen shit nowhere.
What is it? The 7th? Is it the 7th for Xbox One and like the 17th for PS5? November, something like that, right?
That was like the 10th.
It might be the 10th and the 19th. Either way, I know Xbox is releasing first.
Yes.
So Xbox is releasing first, and then PS5. You know, I'd hoped for a better turnaround for Xbox. I mean, the hardware's there. I think they're catering really well to a bigger fan base, or not bigger fan base, but they're the Xbox.
So yeah,
what?
12th PS5, 10th Xbox Series X. So 2 days.
They bumped it then. I remember. I think in the last episode we talked about it was like a 9-day difference.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought for sure is always on the 12th.
I'm like 99% sure there was like almost a 9-day difference when we talked about it last week or last episode.
I'm pretty sure PS5 came out with the release date first, so then obviously Xbox beat them by trying to come out sooner. So then I guess PS5 tried to counter punch that. I'm like, all right, we can move it up to 2 days after.
I suppose. And so I was hopeful. You know, these numbers are preliminary. There's no guarantee, not guarantee, but this is not saying that PlayStation's won or anything like that. These are all just preliminary numbers. I was figuring Xbox would have done better, but you know, I've been wrong before. Apparently, 80% of the next gen pre-orders have all been PS5 pre-orders. So, you know, you take all the pre-orders that have been made. 80% of those pre-orders are for the PS5. Sure. I mean, I get, you know, the PS5 was
not surprised at all by that.
Not really. Yeah. It was a very popular, you know, PS4 was a very popular console. They're riding a hell of a generation with the games that they had. You know, and it's funny. It's funny to kind of contrast last generation to this generation. So many people went PS4 because on paper it was the more powerful console. Like that was the swaying factor for a lot of people, was that when PS4 was coming out, everyone's like, well, on paper it's the more powerful console, so I'm going to get that.
That was it for me.
Yeah, and on paper the Xbox Series X is the more powerful console this generation, but I think PlayStation, Sony, they kind of shattered that mold a little bit by just delivering absolutely amazing games that are exclusive strictly to PlayStation, and that's what's retaining a lot of those players, even though they know Xbox is more powerful.
Yeah, for me, I went PS4 because it looked a lot better on paper, but that's the only reason, because I didn't really have any games I was locked into or dedicated to. But at the same time, I end up having an Xbox anyways, because all of you guys, my friends, were on Xbox and they stuck with Xbox into the next gen. That's like the only reason I eventually did wind up getting an Xbox, so I could game with friends. But with crossplay, it's not really a big deal anymore. But yeah, I went with PS5 or PS4 because it was good on paper. But now coming up, I can see why people are going PS5, not for the specs, but just because they've built such a great, I don't know, repertoire of games that people know they want to play. I when I came into the PS4, there was nothing that I was like, oh, I need to play this. But now going to the PS5,
what do you mean, man? I know Killzone.
I guess. Coming into the PS5, there's multiple games I can count on multiple hands here. Of like, okay, I need to play these, so I need a PS5.
No, and it's true, and I think you know, that speaks volumes to the idea that it's not just the power, you know, and we've said this in every episode that we've talked about next gen leading up to it.
Content on it.
Yeah, the Xbox is more powerful, but if they don't have the games to sway the consumers, it's not going to matter. So at the early onset,
they've done a good job though. They've done a good job at kind of getting some hype. They've bought some studios that have games that could be good exclusive. I mean, Bethesda has plenty of options if they go console exclusives to Xbox. Obsidian, which they bought, which is Outer Worlds, they have a lot of good games there. Yep. So they're buying companies. They're laying foundation for a possibility of overtaking the
for like
PS5
a mid-generation sway.
Yeah, Like it's not going to be until later on. So they're doing their best. They're trying.
And I don't think anyone, I don't know. I'm very excited for the Xbox lineup in this generation. But I wasn't, I'd be lying if I said that Xbox was going to take it right from the gate, because I just don't think anyone really thought that they would.
I think mid-season, like you said, I feel like halfway through this generation, you can see a big sway, a big shift. So I'm kind of like looking forward to that. See if halfway through these consoles, if something just flips around. But yeah, so Xbox is trying, but at this point in time, a lot of people are sticking with, like you're showing but not telling or whatnot. Like they're gonna stick with the PS5 because they know they have it. Where Xbox right now is just kind of, it's a lot of talk, not a lot of show yet. Yeah. So people are sticking with what they know.
No, it's 100% true. And I mean, I think it'll take a little time. Like, so I'm gonna stick by my claim and say that the Xbox Series S is going to be the best-selling console in this generation. It's just going to take some time. I do think,
Hell of a deal.
Given what we talked about, if you're unaware of my opinion, go back and listen to our last couple episodes. I talked about it in the PlayStation versus Xbox episode. I think was 31 maybe, episode 30, episode 31. And I kind of went through my reasoning of why I think the Xbox Series S is going to be the best-selling console. I'll kind of briefly overview it, quick hitters right now. I mean, 1440p, high refresh rate. Not a lot of people have 4K monitors at high refresh rates. It's diskless. A lot of people like the minimalist, clutterless idea, and the console itself is much smaller. You look at a PlayStation 5. A PlayStation 5 apparently comes up to like 3/4 of the size of a 32-inch TV. So it is massive. Like it is huge. And there was a funny jab that Microsoft UK, I think, did to Sony and PlayStation. It was like, hey, if you want to put your Xbox Series X on the side, here are the steps. And it just showed showed someone turning it on the side, because I guess there's apparently like things you have to do to the PlayStation 5 to get it on its side. Like there's a screw you have to unscrew for that base. Yeah. Really? So it was a huge joke. It was like, they were like, this is all you have to do. And it just showed a guy like turning it on the side. Whereas there's like more in-depth things you have to do for the PlayStation 5. So
that's kind of annoying.
Yeah, exactly. So those are why I think the Series S is going to be the better selling console. Like I said, I think it's going to take some time to catch on. People aren't just running out spending $800 on a 4K high refresh rate monitor. But the area where I can see that falling through is not a lot of people are as technologically cued in as we are. So people might just be like, oh yeah, I have a monitor or I have a TV, and that's probably where I'm going to end up eating my words, which is fine. I think for anyone who is well enough informed, they know that it's sort of a waste of $200 to go for the Series X if you don't have the monitor to fully, or the monitor or the TV to fully utilize it.
I mean, you think about younger kids. I mean, kids these days are getting smarter and catching on, but I'm sure there's probably kids like, oh, give me the most expensive one, and they have no idea what they're even using for a monitor either. And so you gotta know your stuff. You gotta know how to pair it all together, make it nice and pretty.
So that's interesting. 80% of the pre-orders for the PS5 doesn't really surprise me.
No, and
I am hoping that,
because PS5s are sold out everywhere.
Yeah,
like the moment they said they were live when I was looking, and I think when Xbox Series X went available, I checked the next day on Best Buy, and you were still able to pre-order one. It's like, okay, you can easily tell that PS5s got gobbled up in literally seconds, and the Xbox Series X lasted a day. And they're still there.
Apparently, now I have a source, quote unquote.
Say your source, close to the situation, is saying.
I don't want to say where the source comes from, because said source may or may not be listening, or said source's friend may or may not be listening to these episodes.
Well, you have a legit source here. You're not trolling here.
Yeah. Okay. Somewhat. Right. I will say, he is a legitimate source.
Okay.
I just can't remember if I heard the comment correctly. The comment that I believe I heard was that they're not even sure people who have pre-ordered them will get them at launch right away. So the wait for pre-orders, people who pre-ordered, wait might be longer than people think it's going to be, because I think they underplayed the shortages.
Weren't people? I thought I saw somewhere myself that people
were
were
getting
already
refunded,
getting emails from
think.
like Amazon specifically saying,
Yeah.
you're not going to get it on time. Just heads up, FYI.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not surprised. Mainly, I mean, I guess one, there's a shortage, and two, I can see plenty of technical errors where people purchased one, but the system couldn't keep up to cut them off at some point in time, saying, hey, we don't have this, but someone snuck in on the radar, went through the whole thing, bought it, and the system's like, shit, we sold 2 copies when we only had 1. So I can see a lot of technical errors going around on all these websites that had sales going on, or just had them in general, that people were able to get all the way through the process of it, but they actually was nothing there.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. I mean, it's, you know, it's the internet. It is what it is. Like, shit happens. I mean, look at Activision, Call of Duty, and their servers.
There's so many websites that were popping up that I've never heard of in my life, saying, "Hey, we get PS5s, come here." I was like, I don't know if I want to buy from you, because I don't know how well you're gonna look after it.
Yeah, it's the modern day version of the Nigerian Prince scam. like for people who are younger, for people who are younger, back when email first became a big thing and a lot of people were emailing, you used to get emails from, you know, someone claiming to be a Nigerian prince, and they wanted to choose you for their inheritance or whatever, and all you had to do was send them like $200 to secure the postage of what, I don't remember exactly what it was. But yeah, the fake websites selling pre-order PS5 pre-orders, that's like the new Nigerian Prince scam, basically. So I mean,
I've been seeing Burger King is running a promo where you can buy their 2 for $5 meal, and you have a chance to get a code and you snap it and you can win a PS5. It's like, honey, we're gonna go eat Burger King
every night of the week,
lunch and dinner until this stuff's released.
You may get a PS5, but you also may get diabetes.
Yeah, I'm gonna die when I get it. But they had so BK was running that promo, and then Taco Bell is running a promo to get an Xbox Series X. And here in Portsmouth, here where I live, they're right next to each other. So you can just like, okay, Taco Bell, Burger King, just keep playing the game.
There you go. Yeah.
Also, come out being 1,000 pounds.
I was gonna say, yeah, you'd have bigger issues to worry about, because I don't think you'd be able to get out of your house to actually pick up the packages that were delivered.
I'd win both of them. I could then sell one for an astronomical amount of money because they could be short maybe, and then use the money for my health bills. There we go.
Really just end up breaking even at that point.
Yeah. You know? I made $50 doing this whole scam, and I had a life-scaring incident.
I would say, and it took 30 years off my life because I gained 400 pounds in the matter of 2 months.
And my heart stopped a few times doing that, but hey, we're here.
That's crazy. That kind of blows my mind. I mean, it just American obesity, you know? Hey.
Well, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, because like the commercials show people with a PS5 box. I'm like, one, how do you have this commercial? Like they're sending PS5s to Burger King to run an ad, and two,
probably
there's so many shortages.
The box. Yeah, gave them a box.
True. There's so many shortages going on. I don't even believe Burger King to have them. I feel like if I won, they'd be like, oh shit, dude, sorry, we don't have it. We didn't get it.
I don't know how to break this to you, but we just wanted some more Whoppers.
So those 40 Whoppers you ate a day was for nothing because we don't have them.
A lot of like gamers and like IGN, they've all got their PS5s, like the review models. This past week,
really?
Yeah, I saw a lot on Twitter. They're shipping out and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's here. I mean, it's basically upon us at this point in time. Next gen mania.
It was the 10th. It's not next week. The week after that.
2 weeks,
2 weeks from tomorrow is Xbox. 2 weeks from Thursday is PS5. So it's right there.
Yeah, it'll be interesting for sure. I mean, the other thing that kind of I'm surprised hasn't swayed or potentially gotten pre-orders canceled is apparently Sony is recording PlayStation parties. It's not like they're not. Yeah. Like it's not like they're not. It's not like they're not making people aware. Like people, they're right up front with it, saying, "Hey, your parties are going to be recorded now." And apparently, they're straight banning people that are using like inappropriate or derogatory language, even if you're in a party with like your friends. So, granted,
that was my big question. Like, are they trying to stop people from bullying people? Because that doesn't happen in party chats. That happens just like in-game chats.
Yeah.
So you can't even swear or
Well, you can swear.
or
You can swear, but
super offensive stuff.
yeah, like the
Yeah,
racially
words.
charged stuff, things that are
Yeah.
derogatory towards minorities and things like that. Yeah, but it's like, see, I'm a life and liberty and the do whatever you want type of person, as long as you're not hurting someone. And if you're in a party with all your friends and you guys start hurling around some things that really aren't appropriate outside of that group of friends, but no one is offended or hurt by it, I mean, that should be between you two, your friends. Like, Sony shouldn't be stepping in to ban you, but
Yeah,
I mean,
they
it
just,
is
like,
their
step up and
platform.
saying,
You're
"Hey, I'm
talking over their comm system, so you're basically agreeing to a user agreement at the beginning, saying like, hey, really anything you do over this network, this platform is subject to terms of service. So I get it, but the ignorant person in me says like, well, I'm talking with my friends in a party, like I should be able to say what I want. But in all reality, you're talking over their system. They're granting you the ability to talk over their system by you agreeing to their terms of service.
Yeah, I guess I applaud them for coming up with like big guns and sticking to it.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
I mean,
interesting.
people want to. Plenty of things are said behind closed doors that, well,
that
other
no one
people don't
that no one
hear.
gets banned, from a
Yeah,
platform
it's-
for. Yeah,
it's like I can see it's like your terms of service, so you gotta stick to it. But like you said, if no one's offended by it, no one's like coming to Sony being like, "Here, do something about this
Yeah.
because I'm hurt." Like, no, like you can see the both sides. Like it's their service, and they want to run it in a certain way. So you agree to use the service, you're gonna use it the right way. So I guess I applaud them for laying down some hammer on how people are gonna use their service. But it's kind of, I don't know.
and this is not on our list of things to talk about, but it just made me think about it. So did you? And this was like probably 2 weeks ago. Did you see the Doc controversy a couple weeks ago?
No.
So,
I don't think so. Maybe if you tell me,
he
I might have heard it.
he basically, someone donated to him, and they said they were a master chief in the army or whatever, like, and they were like, really, appreciate what you do, like your entertainment like helps get a lot of guys through deployment, yada yada yada, all the really nice stuff, and Doc was like, thanks man, like I really appreciate it, like you guys are the real heroes, yada yada. But at the same time, like he gave it a little bit of thought, and he was like, he circled back and he's like, imagine you're a master chief in the army, and the army pays you X amount of dollars a year to be a master chief, but they want to have that money to pay 3 other newbies, so they can you for no reason to give your salary to three newbies or whatever, 3, you know what I mean? Like so basically, a lot of people are insinuating that he is hinting to the fact that he got canned because his contract was so huge. They said he breached terms of service so that they could pay Shroud, Ninja, and a lot of people forgot, but pretty much the day before or the day of Doc's big ban, Logic got a massive contract from Twitch too. Because it's been so long since his old ban, situation, that anything legal would have, anything actually against the law, would have come out already. So, a lot of people are convinced that he basically came out and said it without actually saying it, because he's probably
for sure
he's probably attacking them legally if that's the case, if he can prove that. Because they basically were just kind of they violated the contract, you're gone,
they can make
all that
any
money
rule they want to for you violating their TOS, basically, from what I heard before. I mean, God, I remember we talked about that in the last episode, 2 episodes ago, how it was a theory. If I didn't know he came out
he
put that scenario, then that's 100%, 110% what happened. I'm firmly believing how that's the scenario that went down with it.
It's crazy. And apparently I haven't been able to watch I haven't been able to partake in my daily stream addiction like I used to because of the new job. Apparently, Cloaksy played with Doc the other day in Warzone, like this week. I think this past week.
Cloaksy was streaming.
I think so. Yeah. I saw a tweet from like Dexerto or whatever, and it was like, Cloaksy, Cloaksy tests Twitch's hand or whatever, test the waters, to see how serious Twitch is or something like that. I haven't seen anything.
Oh Lord!
I haven't seen anything come back from it. Because there's been a lot of people, a lot of streamers, like I think Mercs and Tim have been very
they miss him.
vocal about not being able to play with him, and how, and because if it comes out that the fact that he got banned and he's not being able to play with other Twitch streamers is simply because of a money decision Twitch wanted to make, the fucking platform's gonna go up in flames. Like,
dude, it's already getting like flamed.
Well, so
like more DMCA.
I would say we don't have this on the list either, but more DMCA stuff's happening. Have you seen that Twitch celebrations thing where it's like they donate, but 50% goes to the platform, 50% goes to streamer. I
highly doubt they're gonna be able to do away with straight up donations though.
Yeah. Because I was following a thread that Darth and Baggy were commenting on about how if they do away with third-party donations altogether. That way the platform gets a cut of everything. And I was like, oh, man, they're trending. I mean, that on top of the ads that they forced everyone to play. Like, I
don't think we even talked about either.
When that happened,
they're trying to backtrack on. They took away like raids and hosts under 5 people or something like that. You can't send them. People don't get alerts. So all the small streamers, we all unite, like, oh, well, we don't fucking matter. So if we host someone, no one's getting a notification because our party's not big enough.
Yeah.
And they're backtracking a little bit, looking into it. Some of the reasons I understand is they're trying to avoid like bot raids, popping up repeatedly here and there. Like people, so I can understand it, but at the same time, they went about it terribly. I feel like by just rolling out like, hey, this doesn't count anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. I
feel like they're sitting there with like a freaking 50 shooter and just pepping rounds at their own feet.
They're not a great place. I mean, the viewership for YouTube has gone up,
viewership
and
numbers,
the
like,
Twitch
lately.
viewership has gone down. And I mean, and it all kind of coincides with Doc. Doc was definitely a huge bump in the YouTube viewership. The viewership was already going up anyways, but there was a massive bump when Doc came back to YouTube, and then Twitch is down on the downhill side of it as well. And I mean, the rate at which the viewership is rising since Doc isn't as fast as it was obviously when he came back. So like, he had a big effect instantaneously, and now they're still just kind of slowly creeping. I mean, we've said it 1,000 times. I mean, if you're a new streamer, if you're a big streamer, honestly, YouTube makes more sense. It's more discoverable. You keep all your content in one area.
A lot of people should have YouTube channels to go along with their streaming.
I mean, Tim has fucking 3 YouTube channels. Fucking God damn it.
That's actually insane.
I know. And all 3 of them are probably going to get to like that 100 elite. Well, his main one, obviously, but then the other,
as soon as he started, the other 2, sending them plaques.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Plaques and
he's just going to flex on everyone with like 5 fucking 500K subscriber plaques. So I mean, Twitch is. I thought it would happen sooner, I guess. I thought more people would make the jump to YouTube. When all this contract stuff was happening, I thought bigger people would go to YouTube. I mean, I honestly thought Ninja and Shroud were going to go to YouTube. I mean, it just made more sense to me. I
thought Ninja would for sure, because it seemed like they kind of left a little bit sour with Twitch. So I didn't think he'd want to go really crawling back to him. So I thought he would for sure go, but he didn't.
Either way, like I said, all things kind of off topic, but it's an interesting situation. Because I mean, streaming viewership as a whole on all platforms are going up like crazy. I mean, especially during the whole COVID.
People are home anyway, so just tuning in to watch everything.
Yeah, so it's streaming in general has gone up like crazy, but it's crazy to see the kind of hiccups and the road bumps that Twitch is hitting, while other platforms are kind of starting to hit their stride. So.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, one thing after another. I feel like they roll out, and it's just always, you just scratching your head.
Yeah.
We'll
Um,
see, I guess.
yeah, we will see for sure. What are some other things I want to end it on that, but we'll talk about. So I also thought this was funny too. This is sort of on the lines of like platforms and whatnot. So the Google Stadia dev, basically the director. He's like the director of like the Google Stadia program, I think. He wasn't just a dev, but he was saying that streamers should pay devs to license the games that they stream.
Wait, what did you hear this guy's position is?
He's the creative director of
No. I remember I saw somewhere where he changed his profile, which I'm sure Google probably said, hey, make it known who you work for. He is a creative director of a studio under Stadia, so he's not like the creative director of Stadia. He's just a part of a studio that's owned by Stadia.
When it was first reported, I think they were saying like an exec at Stadia.
Yeah, I thought they were reporting like some big honcho for Stadia. He's some employee of a studio owned by Stadia, so kind of like kind of under there, but either way.
Yeah, I mean he's kind of crazy. Let's be honest. Yeah. I mean, it's I get where he's coming from. I would say from a legality standpoint, they probably have a leg to stand on. I doubt Lawman Sean's watching. I'm gonna say it'd be nice to get a little input from the old lawyer man. But if you think about it like a company using Microsoft Word, you have to pay. The company pays a fee to license Word for the company. Generally, it's this Office 365's membership now, but you have to license to use their content, basically their program, more or less. And a game is a program, a game is content.
Viewers are not using it at all.
Oh, I know. They're using it for entertainment. The streamers are using it to get rich. I mean, what I mean? Like,
but I would say I think I saw some other dev who's been in the business for 30 years kind of had like a take on this, which is exactly where I side with. People go to streams for the streamer, not the game.
That's
like
true.
No one's out there hunting, like learning about games, like looking for, do I want to buy this game? Do I not want to buy this game? I mean,
to an extent,
sometimes, more. It's when a new game comes out, but 95% of the time when a new game isn't out, people are there for the streamer. Anyone, even like just taking a step back, telling a new streamer like, you don't get big off of the game, you get big off of, or you get known or found for being a good streamer, being entertaining. So the entertainment and the fun is in the streamer, and the game is a tool they're using for their craft, essentially, I guess you could say. So people aren't there for the games; they're there for the streamer.
Listen, I
know.
I get that, and I'm
just saying that's where I draw my line. Like people, this guy saying they should pay money because they're making money and entertaining people with the game. Yes, they are kind of entertaining people with the game, but it's like a 95% the streamer, 5% the game.
I mean, that's true.
I feel like
that's true. I do agree with you. But from the reverse side, they are using their product to profit. You know what I mean? So like I'm saying, like I don't necessarily believe in this standpoint, but I would say that I think they probably would have, if they really wanted to, because this would be a really long, drawn out like battle or process if they wanted to do it. Because obviously they'd have to go against, basically it'd be like the game devs versus every fucking streamer on the planet. That would be like the lawsuit. But I mean, you're using their product. Yes, it's a one-time charge of, for Call of Duty example, $60 one-time charge. You paid them $60. You're using their product to profit, essentially. And I mean, look at that in any other business.
I know.
If you take some, if you pay someone for their product, and then you take that product that you never created, you didn't do anything, it's not yours, and you then use that product to get potentially rich off it. There would be huge issues in any other kind of environment, any other product, any other situation.
I feel like there's another little part of that, which I think I'm remembering. This is free fucking advertising.
Well,
You know how many
yep.
games come to streamers say, hey, we'll pay you to play our game,
Exactly.
so people will go buy it because they see their favorite streamer playing it. So yes, streamers are getting rich off this game, but the amount of people who are tuning into their favorite streamers
Mhm.
and like, hey, they're playing a new game, I'm gonna go buy this because I'm either I enjoy the game or I'm a mindless slave to whatever my favorite streamer plays. So companies are making so much money off their favorite streamers playing a game because then people will go buy it. Tim streams to 30,000 people.
Yep.
If they see him play a new game, say half it, 15,000 people go and buy this new game.
I
They're
mean,
making
Among Us,
so
Fall
much
Guys.
money.
Among Us,
Among
Fall
Us and
Guys.
Fall Guys. I mean, I know I bought Fall Guys and Among Us from because I learned about it through Twitch. I learned about it through stream. So that's my money going to people because streamers brought it to the forefront.
And that point is the nail in the coffin.
Companies aren't paying these people to advertise their games. They're advertising for free.
Yeah, and that's
for free.
And that's where this creative director of his studio probably should be fired, because he obviously doesn't understand the dynamic of streaming and gaming all that well, because that's exactly the reason why game companies have never pressed the issues, because they're getting massive amounts of exposure without really having to pay people anything. So, and that's the industry on its own has basically found a very nice symbiotic relationship, and this idiot over here wants to go shake the boat, and every other game developer out there is probably like, dude, shut the fuck up, like, what are you doing?
That Michael Scott meme.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure down the road, if things start to fall out of line where games aren't getting bought at a high price because of streamers streaming them, then maybe they'll start to try to come to some form of deal. But there's no need for it. I don't think.
Yeah.
There's big name streamers playing plenty of games and putting spotlight onto new games and just free advertising.
Exactly.
Like, I can already think of kind of one example like that, Ashes of Creation, that's coming up. Tim's a big MMO fan, and he seems to absolutely love the idea of this game. He's going to play it. People are going to watch it. People are going to buy it because of him.
Yeah. It's not a brand new game. There's other Ashes.
Really?
It's part of a series.
Like a remake?
I think. It might be a remake, yeah. I think.
I thought it was like brand spanking new. I don't know.
I could be wrong about that. But yeah, either way, I really in a roundabout way, yes. I obviously I agree with all the points that you made, and the fact that it is free advertising is pretty much the happy balance that the industry has found to let this continue the way it has, because and if that wasn't the case, there would definitely be some issues with how it kind of works now. So, but yeah, so it's interesting, and it kind of shows this guy's lack of understanding of how the industry works. So,
just wondering,
maybe he shouldn't be a creative director.
Was
what?
So I'm just wondering, like, what his thinking was, like, what his end goal was. Like, is
to rock the boat and get every developer pissed at him.
Yeah. I mean,
when you have Google the king
out, like, distancing, like, we don't.
Yeah.
He can say what he wants, but that's not our views. We don't stand by what he said.
Well, exactly. I'm gonna say, when you have Google, the king
is this man still employed? Is my question.
When you have Google, the king of bad decisions, telling you, the king of bad decision and questionable choice making, sitting there telling you, hey man, like, retract your statement, change your LinkedIn title, your profile. You've fucked up a little bit.
Trust us. We've been there. Don't do this.
Yeah. We're gonna get a new CDL team. Literally, I saw it today.
100 Thieves.
Yeah, 100 Thieves. Nadeshot is buying the LA CDL slot from that Optic held. So it's kind of a two-parter. So Nadeshot's, 100 Thieves, Nadeshot's company. They're buying the LA CDL team slot that Optic had, and Hex is actually getting sole ownership of Optic back from Jesus, I don't even remember the parent. It had changed hands, like it.
Yeah.
I don't think it was NRG. I had all this. At one point, I knew it all. But yeah, so for people who aren't really aware, obviously Nadeshot got started on Optic way back in the day. Hex was the owner of Optic. They started it, or Hex started in Chicago. It was Chicago based. It got big. A lot of, optics there with like FaZe, right in the beginning, like the OGs of like, professional esports teams, esports like lifestyle. Like they had all the YouTube channel doing all the crazy shit. The team house, like they were like one of the pioneers for the team houses and stuff like that. And a while ago, maybe a year or so, basically they kind of dissolved, like the ownership kind of forced Hex out of like the ownership circle, and they sold it to a different company, and it was still Optic, but it wasn't like Optic. It wasn't owned by the same people. And fans were a little, hurt by that, obviously. Hex has been working pretty hard to get it back, and he finally got back sole ownership. So he was part owner in the Chicago Huntsmen, I believe. So I don't know what that holds. My assumption is the Huntsmen are still going to be there. I don't know. I think he was part owner. I don't think he was a full owner. But I don't know how Optic at this point, I don't know how Optic's going to get back into CDL, because if 100 Thieves bought that slot, Optic would have to buy another slot, I think, which I don't know if there's one that exists. But,
so can you just like give enough money?
I gotta
to
take
make
a leak
one?
real quick.
Okay. I'll just hang out and talk to you, chat. Our fans live. I was just gonna say, if they have enough money, they can probably just throw some cash at call like, hey, make us a slot. We want to play. Okay, thanks, bye. I highly doubt they really are gonna say no to more money coming in. But also at the same time, I thought for sure I heard way back when the CDL even started, wasn't Nadeshot all kind of up in a tizzy about the fact that he had to pay to get a slot for his team? Thought I remember seeing, like, I thought he, I don't know if he felt so entitled or whatnot, but he thought, I feel like he was sad that he had to pay money for a slot, that he should just get invited to be in the league just because of what, I don't know, who he is, with 100 Thieves names carries. I don't know. I thought I remember that story back in the day when CDL first started. I'm gonna look it up real quick. 100 Thieves CDL. Yeah, oh, what's this? See, wait. When's this from? 100 Thieves will not participate in franchise Call of Duty League. Yeah, this is exactly it. This was August 29th, almost exactly a year ago, actually, 2019. 100 Thieves has confirmed it will not participate in the franchise Call of Duty Global League. In a video, Matt H.'s operating in front of you. We just can't take that risk right now to make bench.
Yeah, I had my headphones on. I heard you talking. I don't remember what you mentioned about him should just get a spot, but I do remember what you're pulling up right now. Basically, the cost of was he upset about how much money it was? Yeah, he was upset because he was hoping that they would be able to get in, but I think he just said it was so much money that it could literally, risk the 100 Thieves if it doesn't go through. Because like it was so much money at the time, and obviously 100 Thieves has grown, and I think their valuation is much more, and they probably have more money.
Years, so they get more money, more influx.
Yeah.
All right.
So it's interesting because he's obviously been wanting to be in the CDL professionally, as an organization.
So I'm not surprised that he wants to have a team in there. That's his stuff. That's his shit.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Like I said, I don't know really what that means for Optic. If they bought the Optic spot,
I feel like you gotta throw enough money at them. Like, hey, make a spot. Okay.
I think they just need to get it. I think they need to also have a city that is like, because I think part of it is like you have to.
How many teams are in LA? I mean, LA and any other sport has 2 or 3 teams.
There's FaZe, LA FaZe, or no, FaZe is Atlanta. Never mind.
Yeah, is it Atlanta?
Yeah. It could be a second one, I'm sure. Yeah, easily.
It's LA, man.
There's two teams. There's 2 teams in every sport, basically. Dodgers,
basketball,
Angels,
2, baseball, right? 2. Yeah.
Yeah, basketball
NFL,
2, NFL 2.
it's Chargers and Rams now, right?
Yeah. So, yeah, there's pretty much
They do
two in every major sport.
Obviously, those are the major sports. This is
And there's
online,
not in
esports,
LA, but there's two California hockey teams. There's the San Jose Sharks and the LA Kings. And then there's Anaheim. Is that California too?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's 3 technically. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I just don't know that Hex has the money to buy a slot. Who knows? I mean,
I was gonna say he's going
maybe they already
battle to get his team back. How much money he's got to now throw into a CDL league, but obviously that's not his money going to the league. It'd kind of be like the organization's money for the league. So,
but yeah, so I thought that was interesting. I think 100 Thieves, 100 Thieves has gotten huge, in the last 2 years. They're
I'll say I love their company.
Yeah.
And all the people that they bring on to be content creators and stuff like that. I have no fucking clue who's on any of their competitive teams or how good their competitive teams done. I know their creators like Courage, Valkyrie, all those people. I know they're creators and I know their merch and this and that, and they're killing that. I have no idea about their competitive side of things.
Yeah, and they've been okay, I think. I feel like you don't
hear much.
Like League, they had high hopes for League. I just don't think it really happened much. But yeah, so 100 Thieves this is just another huge step for them because they're going to be called the LA Thieves, which I just love the branding of 100 Thieves, like that concept. And if you ever watch, like, go back on the 100 Thieves YouTube channel and go all the way back to like the very beginning, they have a video posted, where Nate Shot talks about like how they came up with the idea of like 100 Thieves. And his idea is like, nothing in this world's ever given to you. You have to take it. You have to be a thief. You essentially have to be a thief. Like, you have to take what you want, because nothing's ever guaranteed. Nothing's ever given to you. And just that, that kind of idea and that mentality I was like, yeah, I like that. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
And their clothing's bomb. Like, all their...
I need to buy some of their stuff.
They always
have great shit.
But,
and all their technique on the back.
Yeah.
Christmas, birthday.
Well, they only do it in limited drops. So if once they sell out, you can't get them. I mean... It's tough.
Down thing about a lot of like gaming wear.
Yeah,
is like that. They do in drops. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen Endgame.
Yep.
Endgame,
like Lupo's. He does
stuff.
A lot of stuff with
that's drops too. Yeah. So those can get sold out and things like that. Like, why?
I mean, it's smart. It's like it's
it makes people salivate.
It's exactly.
The next one drops.
You're manually manufacturing the demand. Hype. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, because the supply is so low, you're restricting the supply on purpose, so you're manually upping the demand, on your own. So it's an ingenious method. It just sucks for people who want your shit kind of all the time. Like, because half the time, by the time I see something has dropped, it's already too late.
It's already gone. Yeah.
You're like, God damn it.
I'm the casual. I want to just be like stroll upon it and be like, hey, I can get that now. Not the guy sitting there signing up like for email alerts and all this other stuff and having to log in and I guess I stumble upon myself like, hey, that looks cool. I want it. So there's that. Like I said, it's going to be interesting to see the CDL, next league season, with 100 Thieves in the mix. Do good.
Hopefully. I mean, I
make some noise.
Yeah, I would like to see. I'd like to see them do good. Like I said, I'm a pretty big fan of 100 Thieves.
Nade's gonna play on the team or no?
Huh?
Think Nade's gonna play on the team?
Probably not. No, I don't think he can. I wonder if he's gonna get Seth though. I wonder if he's gonna pull him from the Huntsman.
Huntsman.
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious if like someone on the team injured themselves, like, I don't know, like, oh, my thumb sprained, and Nade's like, I had to come out of retirement.
But and then they'll be like, bro, you already had your jersey on? Like, yeah, I always wear it.
And then boom, Hollywood movie waiting to happen the year after that. Just like that comeback story and shit like that.
So that's interesting. 100 Thieves is kind of they're a big name. The CDL is a big deal. LA is a big town. There's there's a lot of hype around that. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And like I said, I literally saw that like today, like this evening when I was cooking dinner. So so let's top it off by talking about, I mean, really I wouldn't say the only game, but like, I mean, it's still like the biggest game out there, and that is Call of Duty. It's obviously we're nearing Black Ops time as well, but obviously Warzone is still there. It's still running, and it's still going to be continuing. So Warzone is going to be the one constant between all these different releases, and they, like many battle royale games do, they just started their Halloween special, basically their Halloween event. Called The Haunting of Verdansk.
Verdansk.
It's pretty cool, honestly. Like they did a really good job with the mode. I've played the Zombie Royale mode a few times, and it's a lot of fun. They did a good job with it. For the most part, they did a good job with the lighting, with the nighttime lighting. The one thing I would say I don't like, and they slid a little too much into realism with this, is like when you're in a building and then you exit the building, you're kind of blind for like a hot sec.
Can't see shit.
It wasn't like that at the beginning. I think they added that because I remember playing it like last weekend or last week, and I never noticed it. And I played this weekend with Sean and everyone, and the first thing I noticed, I was like, holy shit. But yeah, it's really fun. For those who don't know, Zombie Royale, it's a trio mode. There's no gulag. Basically, when you die, you come back as a zombie. As a zombie, you can find syringes to basically reincarnate yourself back as a human. Your teammates can buy you back human. The thing that makes the mode somewhat unique is whenever you come back, you have the guns that you died with. So the rush is really to get your loadout off the bat, so that if you do die and you come back, you'll have your guns with you.
You're stacked the rest of the game.
Yeah. So, but the funny thing is like watching a lot of the end game, and I've been in a few myself, it's you never die to the other team that's alive. You always die to the zombies. So it's half the 100%. Time, like, it's you'll win, but you won because the zombies killed the other team.
Yeah, they overtook them. You're trying to find them all back. Like, oh, hey, we won. Woo.
So it is super chaotic. At first, I didn't like it because I was like, I have a hard enough time keeping my wits about me with the actual normal teams that are all around me. Now I got to throw in these monsters that can jump super high, and they just punch the shit out of you, and you're dead in like 2 swings. So.
And I enjoy a lot. It's really fun. Like the one dropped ball is like, why don't you make this quads? Like, why them into trios? I feel like quads would be more insane and fun. But it's a lot of fun. Really enjoy it.
I think the other
it's very dark. I need to have like a night scope on most of your guns, I would say. But.
Yeah, I did have the NVG, the night vision scope on my guns for a little bit, but then I went back to the 3x, and I honestly I was fine with it. So it's really kind of personal preference.
Just gotta adjust to it a little bit.
The one thing I will say is sort of a drop ball on Activision's and Call of Duty's part is like they had the Zombie Royale, which was night mode, but they also had just regular night mode battle royale, and it was trios up until like Friday, and they made it solos. Like, why the hell? And people were also praising the night mode as a whole. On top, obviously a lot of the praise has gone to the Zombie Royale, but a lot of people were liking. They basically just took the Zombie Royale and in night mode and everything like that, took the zombies out of it and just put you in regular battle royale mode. And a lot of people were like, okay, this is pretty cool. And I just don't know why you would choose to make it solo only on the weekend. Like, the weekend is when everyone is able to play with their friends for the most part. So why don't you make it trios, or keep it trios, or make it quads on the weekend? Like, it just made absolutely no sense.
Sometimes their playlist choices are very head scratching.
They haven't had Shoot the Ship, hardcore Shoot the Ship since the new season.
Yeah,
and it blows my mind.
I need to grind my guns.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very surprised that I don't know, a game like COD, which is not renowned, but a big part of it is people love zombies in general. this kind of seems like a mode that I think should stay and be a permanent
Yeah.
thing, just because zombies is a big
It
piece
might.
of Call of Duty's history, and it just fit in perfectly. It felt like something that should have been there since day one. Honestly,
I mean, and they may keep it. I mean, with Black Ops coming out, Black Ops is huge in the zombies. It's what pioneered zombies.
Yeah.
They may end up keeping it, which I wouldn't hate.
Or not even keeping it. Maybe they might take some aspects of it and shift over to the Cold War map or whatever we're getting in Warzone.
The other thing I thought was pretty good.
What they do with it.
The jug gourd not mode was actually pretty good too.
I didn't try that. Is it the same as Juggernaut Royale?
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just at night, I believe.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly. But yeah, it's trios Juggernaut Royale, and it's honestly pretty fun. I liked it. Yeah,
it was really nice. It was a nice breath of fresh air to give you this kind of silliness in a game that was just getting very, very, very sweaty. And they introduced these modes and the whole trick or treat thing where you go to 16 different places and loot chests to try to gain something. It's just nice to go into the game. Like, I'm not here to kill anyone. I'm here to go get chests here or there.
Or the jump scares, man. I got like 4 of them in one game.
Yeah, same. It was a big breath of fresh air in a game that was getting super, super freaking sweaty. And it just really felt nice to play a game and not try to think about frying people.
And it's interesting. Like, I would say at the end of, what are we in, season 6? I would say at the end of season 5, like, I felt like more guns were viable. I don't know if they secretly balanced some things again, but the Kilo seems to be over the top powerful again. Like, I just feel like every time I get fried in a split second, it's always a dude with a Kilo. Whereas, like, I feel like it was a little bit more varied towards the end of season 5. I don't know. I haven't played as much recently, but I was using the AK, the Galil as well, and the Grau and a little bit of the Ram, and like they were
pretty solid,
and they were all doing really well. But then I was still just getting absolutely fried by the Kilo, so I put a Kilo class back on, and the thing nukes like unbelievable.
I still think it's in a really good state, like the game in general. But yeah, there's just a little bit of something with the Kilo that's just like is above everyone else. That just makes it the thing to use. But I don't want to say
it's not like the Grau meta.
It's not like the Grau or the Bruin where it would fry at super far ranges. Like, it's good, but you can tell when you're shooting someone at distance, it doesn't put someone down. It's really that short to medium range. It'll just laser people faster than any AR out there.
Yeah.
Actually, see, that's the thing. Like, I feel like the AMAX, I guess it's more the AMAX. I think close range outdoes the Kilo, but it's that medium range is where it really shines.
The problem really is like the AK and the AMAX have a higher like bullet damage. Like per bullet, the damage is higher, but the Kilo just shoots faster, so the DPS is higher.
Yeah, true.
Because I was using I've been using the AMAX a lot actually. And like I snapped on a few people that like got the drop on me, and they were close, and like I snapped like all heads and just fried them, and I was like, oh, that kid's got to be
you hit him with that thing.
Yeah,
it fucking slaps people.
So, but yeah, then I noticed, further ranges, the medium range is still Kilo's king kind of for that area. So, I don't know. I think overall it's good. I mean, they like you said, I kind of second exactly what you said. It's a breath of fresh air. It's added some more fun to the game. You know what I mean? Like the game is fun again. They banned like 20,000 hackers.
So when I signed on sometime last week, I got a notification saying, "Hey, you got someone banned."
Still lost to a hacker on Friday or Saturday.
I mean,
like
still
very blatant. So he had like 12 people watching him, and he had like 30 kills. Like, he's a very new player because Sean looked him up on the Call of Duty app, and like kid's got like a 20 KD.
Well, it's probably some dude who had it because the account bans, so just made a new one.
Yeah, so
that's a problem going on, right? Even if people get banned, they can.
They're not hardware banning.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing to stop them from connecting on the same machine. They just make a new account and go.
They added the whole phone thing, so you can't register more than one account to the same phone number. But then there's like SIM card. There's these programs to generate random phone numbers and stuff like that, or and so there's a lot of ways to get around it. But they did that whole sweep, at the beginning of season 6. They're like, we banned 20,000 more players. I'm like, and it's been pretty good. But we ran into
knock on wood,
two blatant hackers this past weekend on Friday, one on Saturday, I think. And it'll happen. Obviously, the amount you play a ton of games, you'll see them because they're still there. I just feel like they're not as impactful. I haven't noticed them as much. So,
but I think that's because I mainly play during the day a lot. I feel like and a lot of hackers are at night. People who they work during the day and they come home and they want to fry at night. So I think during the day I haven't seen any really. So
so made it a little bit funner, breath of fresh air, change it up. It's nice. A lot of fun. It definitely helps to break up the sweatiness.
I feel like they knocked it out of the park. There's a great event for the holiday, for the season. So I'm excited to see what else they do for.
Yeah, I'm excited for Cold War to see. I know we wanted to talk about Cold War a little bit, but neither of us really played the beta.
I didn't get a chance to play it at all. So
I've heard mixed reviews. Our resident COD expert, Nick, is not a fan of it. I think Chinga's played it too, and basically, and I can kind of see it from watching the play. Like, they just say it feels like clunky, like it feels old. It feels like a step back, based on your movement and stuff like that.
PS4, and I could echo that feeling, but that's just because of PS4. I was thinking, playing on my computer would feel more smooth, but obviously they played it on the computer, and they're still saying the same thing. So maybe I was feeling what I was feeling was for the entirety.
Yeah, and it's obviously it's a different movement system, it's Treyarch, not Infinity Ward. So but I just think given the fact that Activision's told them to share content, for just as something as basic as the movement, that can have a really huge impact on the feel of the game. So I don't know why they wouldn't just keep the same system that Modern Warfare is based on, and then change other things, make impactful changes elsewhere. That way, it doesn't, I almost feel like you have to relearn everything to get into Black Ops, because it's the movement's different, sliding's a bit different, what you can and can't do, which, it's probably sort of what they want. They want you to want it to feel like a whole new game, a whole different game, because it is. But if you're going to keep this continuity between Warzone and all subsequent releases, I don't know how they're gonna.
Well, that's the thing. I think
Warzone's just gonna be skinned over. Yeah, it's just gonna be skinned over with Cold War stuff. But that's gonna screw people up who came from Cold War. People who didn't get Modern Warfare or Warzone, they started with Cold War. They played Cold War and they liked Cold War, and then they're gonna go to Warzone, and the movement's gonna be the reverse of what we're complaining about. It feels smooth and nice for Warzone and Modern Warfare, and then we're going to Black Ops and it feels clunky. They're gonna get used to the Black Ops way, and they're gonna be like, oh, this kind of feels weird going to Warzone. So
I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. A lot of people are complaining or having mixed reviews, but to me, I think to myself, you're gonna play multiplayer for a week to 2 weeks, and then you're just gonna be dropping Warzone repeatedly after. So what does it matter?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Exactly. So
I don't know. I'm sure it'll be fine, but everyone's still just gonna revert back to Warzone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Use multiplayer in either platform to grind guns.
Yep.
That's, I don't know.
Basic. Well, yeah. That's really all it's gonna be used for. So. All right, you ready to wrap this bitch up?
Yeah, let's fucking put a bow on this pig.
Put a bow, tie it on there. Well, it's been a month. First episode we've recorded in a month. First time we've been live in a month. We definitely appreciate the support, the continued support. We didn't go anywhere, but we didn't really communicate the fact that we weren't doing anything. It is what it is, though. So we really appreciate everyone for kind of hanging out. Anyone who's listening to this episode after the stream date, it's going to release on the Wednesday of this week. If you're listening to it on your podcast apps, kudos to you. We really appreciate the support, even with the month-long hiatus, even though we didn't really necessarily mean for it to be that. Just kind of happened. But we really appreciate it. We love the support. We're glad you guys are digging it. We we're glad that you guys keep coming back and enjoy, the content that we're putting out. Like I said in the beginning of the episode, if you guys are digging it, follow us, drop a like on our YouTube, or subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the follow button on Twitch, follow us on Twitter, Instagram. All of those things are basically at W_key_podcast, really on every platform. So you can go check us out there. I'm not going to bother with my socials because I don't really use them. So Matt, why don't you drop yours?
Yeah, I mean, the only big thing is I stream over on Twitch, twitch.tv/technique, Monday through Friday, about 1-ish Eastern time is what I shoot for. So I do a bunch of crazy random shit. So come say hi.
Nice. Yeah. And you just hit the 40 subscriber mark on the old YouTube, 60 away from getting your URL, right?
Yeah, you get 100 to get URL. So I guess I can't really give you URL because I don't have one. That's what I'm grinding for. But if you go to Twitch, there's a little box there you can click to take you to YouTube. Check it out. I've been doing a lot of random generated classes or chat builds my class in Warzone, and those are actually hella fucking fun and do really well on YouTube. So
I mean, it's good that a lot of the guns are in good places. Yeah,
it actually makes it so you can kind of use something. Honestly, one of the funnest ones that I used was the Joker. That thing is still so much fun. Just launch missiles at people, like, eat this.
Yeah, that's funny.
Oh no, honestly, I mean, I used the AN-94 with 3 attachments on it, and I was clapping people with it. It was kind of surprising. Okay. I was like, this thing's, I gotta level this thing up and give it a shot.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for listening. Thanks for hanging with us if you're here on the live stream. Again, if you're digging what we're doing, drop a like, drop a follow, tell someone about us. If you are so generous to go to the Podchaser, give us a rating and review, that would be fantastic. We'd be over the moon thrilled. But honestly, just letting some people know about our cool little podcast also is something that we are over the moon and thrilled about. Other than that, we're going to catch you guys on the next episode. 2 weeks. Two weeks. We're going to keep it to that. 2 weeks to the next episode. Until then, always remember, can't spell win